Hi, my name is Ian, and I will be charismatically speaking about the issues on the Hans Island border dispute between Canada and Denmark. This dispute has been going on for a long time now, but has remained an unresolved problem, although these two countries are closely linked in terms of friendship. But the problem has been ludicrously made jokes out of, and comic cartoons have been made out of it too. People have constantly insulted the dispute and how it's just a lump of rock. But I wouldn't be speaking about this if it was just that. The island is actually surrounded by sea oil, natural gases, shipping areas, but most importantly, whoever owns the island also owns 14 kilometers away from it. Though the countries haven't come to a compromise, so nobody can take it. The next thing I will be humbly informing you on is the history of this floating stone, and who has claimed it. Let's go back in time. During 1920, the Danes first arrived claiming the Hans Island. In 1933, the PCIJ, Permanent Court of International Justice, said that Hans Island was on Danish territory. Later, at 1973, the treaty drew a line called the Maritime Border, separating Canada and Denmark at the Arctic area. This was later enforced by the UN, United Nations, at 1974. Since then, the Danes and Canadians have been claiming the island. But when the USSR and USA collapsed in 1991, Canada drifted their focus on that. So, while the Danes were taking advantage, putting more support on Hans Island. In 2005, the Danes and Poland and part of the European Union fought a short war with Canada, ending with the Danes having the island as part of their territory, though they still fight over it. My research question is, how should the Hans Island border dispute be resolved in order to be fair and prevent conflict? Now I'm going to be speaking about why Canada feels entitled to the Hans Island. First of all, they had a tribe that was linked to the island, and also they put it on their map before anyone else, deciding that they should have ownership over it because of that. Now let's look at the other side of the argument. Denmark has a big reason that I would support. After they had agreed to leave the island for the habitats of animals, they spotted a scientist researching on the structure so that they could build more islands on the Beaufort Sea. I've decided, after all I've seen about the arguments, that they should continue the idea they have been made. They should share it. Firstly, it will end the fight and dispute with a compromise, and it won't be a worry anymore. Secondly, they have a bond that could be useful for both sides, which keeps them both stronger. But if one gets it and the other one doesn't, they could lose that. Lastly, they are both the same distance away, so basically it's half Canadian, half Danish already. I had to consider many things in order to come up with an accurate argument. If I didn't, then my argument would be completely invalid and I would have wasted your time. Not like my opinion will make any difference.